vibrant morning, just as we promised you yesterday in the morning that we will be here today the same time. We are back. Welcome to Vibrant Morning here in BTV Kenya. Now Vibrant Morning brings you what is in the People Daily newspaper. That is a newspaper review. We're just going to give you a brief of what is in the People Daily newspaper, and you are going to read more comprehensively. And remember to subscribe to our channels, that is BTV Kenya on YouTube. Just visit YouTube page BTV Kenya, subscribe, view, like, leave a comment so that we know where we are reaching you from, and that we may be able to enhance our services delivery to you efficiently. Also remember, you can visit our Facebook page Blackman TV, and also subscribe, comment, leave a like so that we may be able to know where we are reaching you from. Also remember, we are very active on TikTok and on Instagram. You don't need to be left outside. We are here for you to give you the best. And once again this morning we say welcome. I'm your host Gagi Isaiah, as I promised you earlier yesterday. Today we are with my co-host Lennox Odede Rene. Welcome Lennox, how are you this morning? Say a word.
Ini broad-based ama ni handshake?
It is both broad-based and handshake.
Ama ni maja?
Whichever. Please say hi to the viewers.
Hi everyone. I hope you've been good, and I hope you is good. Today being a Wednesday, I was absent on Monday. I was absent Tuesday, but today I'm present.
You are never absent. You are present. Only that you are on outside duties, not in the studio duties. So my dear viewers, thank you so much. We welcome you. Now, because we said we really value your feedback, and your feedback has been so great to us, we always try to tailor our services to make sure that we meet your needs and desires. Thank you so much. Today we have altered a bit of how we do Morning Vibrant because of the comments that we have been receiving from you. So we're just going to give you a brief and engage much on a talk on what is happening in our country and in our county Migori. So be tuned, keep watching, keep following. We are grateful. Now, to kick it off, Lennox Odede, you always give us what's happening in Migori. You have been outside there. What is it that's happening in Migori County, in Migori Town at large? Welcome.
Yeah, we have a lot of things that have happened in the county of Migori. First of all, on Monday, Sony Sugar Company launched its a 5-year strategic plan, and the function, or rather the event, was graced by the Kenya Sugar Board chair, that is Nicholas Gumbo, who graced the occasion, and the event went on successfully. Now, some of the things that we expect or that the Sony Sugar Company has in place is that the Sony Sugar Company is expected to increase its outgrowing sugarcane plantation. That is the MD for Sony, that is Martin Dima, said that they are already engaging the people from the Kuria land, the people from Nyatike, being that Nyatike right now most of the area is under irrigation. They are engaging the people from Rangwe to see if they can at least engage, or rather involve themselves in sugarcane farming. Remember, in Kuria land, or rather, and parts of Migori, that is Suna East and West, people have been practicing tobacco farming. So he said that they are going to engage them. Another thing is that now they are going to ensure that they at least plant 50,000 trees every year. 50,000 trees every year, and that one will mean that at the end of the 5 years they will have planted around 350,000 trees in place. And again, the strategic plan has Sony Sugar has got a plan of ensuring that they increase their revenue collection, because hapo awali they have been involving themselves in sugar production.
I like the way you are combining your English and Kiswahili. Okay, proceed.
Yeah, they have been involving themselves in sugar production, and now they said that there are some other products that can come from sugar cane, apart from sugar and molasses, and they will ensure that even the how do we call it, the smoke which goes out is clean and safe for the environment, and that is one way of ensuring that they fight the climate change. Another thing is that they say that they are going to increase the number of employees and the number of internship opportunities and the number of apprentices opportunities from 2,000 currently to around 4,000 annually. So those are some of the things. And again, the sugar production, he said that they are going to increase it from 4,200 metric tons to around 630 metric tons, and that one will be a plus because now sugar will be working efficiently. Now the only problem that the Sony sugar farmers, the sugarcane farmers have is that they are worried because the government is planning to do a leasing program to the private sectors. And Martin Dima said that President William Ruto made ensured that the the sugar sector is revived, and he is very certain that even the program which the government will come up with will benefit both the farmers and the company at large. And Nicholas Gumbo, who graced the occasion, said that the government cannot come up with a program that will affect mwananchi wa kawaida negatively. And he said that if in case the government will lease the Sony Sugar Company to a private developer, it means that number one, the private developer will increase the number of employment opportunities to the company. And again, another thing is that the private developer will ensure that the people, or rather the farmers, get the best payment ever. So those are some of the things that were in the strategic plan. Those are some of the things that were in strategic plan. And maybe as I move to another one, is that Migori County now, through the Department of Water, that is the NUASCO, they launched their customer care desk at Huduma Center. It means that if you want any water services from the county of Migori, just ensure that you move to the customer care so that you can at least get the water services. I think
that is just a brief of what is happening in Migori.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Lennox. We are going to get back to you. I'm going to get back to you so that you also give us more and more of what's happening in Migori County. Now, we get into the People Daily newspaper on the cover page and see what is in the cover page of the People Daily newspaper. Now, looking onto the cover page of the People Daily newspaper, you will see the big story. The topic of what is there is police changes raise eyebrows. Remember, there's been changes in the police service, and the changes that were seen as raised a lot of eyebrows as people are now asking questions and a lot more. We'll get you that as we go by to tell you what's in there. And also, looking at the same cover page, you will see queries on 3 billion shillings spending on private university students. Now there's queries that has been raised on 3 billion shillings spent on private university students. That also we are going to check on. And also, women MP now says let Kihika nurse her twins in peace. Now this is also a story that comes when many people are now complaining that Susan Kihika, that is Nakuru governor, is not on duty, while we see women who are also members of the parliament coming up and saying Kihika should be left to nurse the twins that she delivered. You also grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read much more comprehensively. Now, without wasting much time, let me take a breather. After the breather, then we'll get back to discuss more comprehensively of what is in the newspaper. Please keep watching and keep tuned to BTV, your home live TV.
You can trust. Welcome to Blackman Digital Graphics. We offer design, printing and branding services using large format printing, offset and digital printing. Our approach to printing, graphics design and branding is top-notch with quality services including roll-up banners, street banners, teardrops, reflective banners, telescope banners, vehicle branding, road signages, mugs, badges, t-shirts, polo shirts, hoodies, pens, letterheads, business cards, envelopes, receipt books, brochures, flyers, posters, calendars, magazines, wedding cards, plastic ID cards, funeral programs, and many more. We also have indoor and outdoor videography, photography, and live streaming services. Visit us at our Migori Market, Onyinjo Bridge, Tiendege Stage offices. Call or WhatsApp us through 0721 37 9308 or 0736 35 2224. Connect with us on YouTube and Facebook at Blackman TV. We are on TikTok as BTV Kenya and also Blackman Studios on Facebook as well. Blackman Digital Graphics. Quality you can trust. Welcome to Blackman Digital Graphics. We offer design, printing and branding services using large format printing, offset and digital printing. Our approach to printing, graphics design and branding is top-notch with quality services including roll-up banners, street banners, teardrops, reflective banners, telescope banners, vehicle branding, road signages, mugs, badges, t-shirts, polo shirts, hoodies, pens, letterheads, business cards, envelopes, receipt books, brochures, flyers, posters, calendars, magazines, wedding cards, plastic ID cards, funeral programs, and many more. We also have indoor and outdoor videography, photography, and live streaming services. Visit us at our Migori Market, Onyinjo Bridge, Tiendege Stage offices. Call or WhatsApp us through 0721 37 9308 or 0736 35 2224. Connect with us on YouTube and Facebook at Blackman TV. We are on TikTok as BTV Kenya and also Blackman Studios.
Welcome back, my dear viewers. We just had that breather and we are here to move on. Now, I would like the producer, I'm requesting the producer to put on a video clip that we have shown to him and see what part of the discussion that we want to have this morning. So producer, can you play that video if it is possible so that we get to check on it. Okay, now as we wait for the producer to put that video on the screen, let us now check on what we are having here. Let us now check on the big story which is in the People Daily cover page. Now this story in the People Daily cover page on page 2 is that junior secondary school teachers troop to Kupet. That story is on page 2, where we see Union Secretary Akelo Misori lauded tutors for move that rightly placed them in the post-primary cadre. A story by Faith Masharia. Now the story is all about the move that the junior primary school teachers has made to make sure that they be part of the Kupet. That story is by Faith Masharia. Now, teachers are increasingly joining Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education to ensure representation and promotion in the profession. This comes as the union created more positions to accommodate them. Now, I don't know whether you have something to say about that, Mr. Lennox Odede.
You know, most of the time we've heard the JSS teachers complaining that they don't belong to the NAT, because you know most of them, they underwent their bachelor studies. Maybe someone did Bachelor of Arts, someone did Bachelor of Science and something like that. So most of them, they were saying that they belong to Kupet and they don't belong to NAT, despite teaching, or rather being placed in primary schools to handle the junior, or rather the JSS. So I think this one is placing them in the right place. I feel that is placing them in the right place, because already it is not they are not teaching primary students, but they are teaching junior secondary. So it means that they are handling secondary students, but at junior level.
So in other words, you are saying that them being part of the junior, being part of Kupet, place them in the right place they need to be.
Yeah, I think Kupet will be in the right place to fight for their rights, or rather fight for their grievances.
Okay. Now, looking at what we are having on page 3, that is 3 charged with assaults in viral video rights. You remember there was a story in PC that video really moved on, and it was almost everywhere. 3 men who were arrested for allegedly assaulting a bereaved woman for refusing to commit to a burial rites were yesterday arranged before Nyamira local. I hope you remember that story.
Yeah.
What can you say about that? We have been a lot of the times we have been kind of saying the gender-based violence and has been so much rampant, and we see this one in Kisii. What is your take on that?
You know, I need you to clarify something. These people, were they forcing this woman to mwaga mchanga ndio aolewe, to give her the chance to be remarried, or you know, there's something I did not understand.
Okay, actually, what's happening in the story is that this woman was married to the guy.
Yeah.
But they happened to part ways. Now, when this man died, the community forced that woman, a section of community, not all of them, forced that woman that she has actually put some soil in the grave as part of the rituals and the traditions. And the woman was not ready. and we see from the video she was flogged, she was being beaten, and she was forced to do something against her will. Mhm.
Yeah, so I think, but surprisingly, the police say that the three will be held for another 7 days as the police continues with the investigation, and then how do we call it? So that they can make some more arrests. So, being so much into tradition, I think it's something that we are past that right now. Yeah, because I think the woman was just supposed to. Okay, the biggest thing is that the husband was to be buried. And once the husband was and must, once you die, you must be buried. So I don't think these three people or more did the right thing. Yes, they were supposed to give the woman her space, because once you are bereaved, you are a sad person, not a happy person. Yeah. So some people should not take advantage of your sadness or what do we call it, bereavement. Yeah.
But you see, the challenging part of it is that this woman already has been, they had differences with the husband and they were no longer together.
Yeah.
So, where is our society? Are we embracing the change?
We are not ready to embrace change, and again, I think these people, I think these people, they were just salivating for this woman.
I hope you're not getting out of the context.
No, I'm not getting out of the context,
How can you salivate?
because
How would you salivate?
the story I read is that kuweka mchanga pale ndani ilikuwa inampea nafasi ya kuolewa tena, kitu kama hiyo.
But she wasn't ready.
But yeah, and she wasn't ready. So being that these three were forcing him, it means that they were salivating for him.
Lakini kwangu mimi ninaona ya kwamba kuna mila na desturi ambayo kwa sasa hivi tunastahili kutupilia mbali.
Yeah.
Tumetoka mbali, tumefika mbali, na baadhi ya mila ambazo tunaona watu wakifanya haileti mabadiliko yote katika nchi yetu. Na mwanamke kudhulumiwa jinsi walivyofanya pale, kwangu mimi naona kama sio jambo la busara, sio kitu kizuri, na ni kitu ambacho tunakemea. Na I think the government should just enforce more and more and more, become very rigid. Let these people serve as an example. You can't humiliate a woman, any person in public, just the way they did because of customs and traditions. That is gender-based violence, and now they are coming out openly and saying this is how it is done. So I refute that with the strongest term possible. Now that is part of the story which is there on the People Daily newspaper. Please grab a copy and read. That story is on page 3. Now moving to a story which is on the cover page. Corruption and nepotism claim in the promotions hit police agencies. Now some individuals were allegedly elevated to higher ranks based on favoritism, bribes, rather than merits. That's the story from the People Daily. We did see the changes that has been in the police force. People lifted from one rank to the other. Now we see this story saying that there are claims that some of the police officers who are given higher ranks, who are moved from one rank to another, is as a result of favoritism, bribe, and nepotism, to talk of what is in the story. What is your take of that?
I think the investigative body should come in and investigate the matter, because most of the time, even the police force, hapo awali ama hapo kitambo, all we knew about being a police officer is that, number one, you had to be a Kalenjin. And that's why you will find that when you want to mimic a police officer, you will have to speak like a Kalenjin. So, and this is something that tayari imepitwa na wakati. One kind of a job is not meant for one community, and if it is the case right here, is that the investigative agency responsible for investigating the police, because most of the time the DCIs and all that, they are the police. So the investigative agency responsible for investigating them should come out and investigate this matter, so that and give Kenyans a valid and complete report on the matter. Yes, that because this is something. Let's say this is something that is being said, or rather is being alleged by someone who is a whistleblower. So let the agency come out and ensure that they do a thorough investigation and give us a complete report.
Okay, that story is on page 4 of the People Daily newspaper. Now we move to page 5. Now page 5 is where we see MPs query state funding to students in private universities. Now it says they say billions extended to learners in for-profit institutions should be rechanneled to public entities for upgrade. Now we see that the government was funding students who were placed in the private institutions.
Yeah.
Now we see the MPs coming out and saying this should not happen. How can you channel funds to an institution that is profit oriented, that is making profit, a private institution? Why don't we channel this money to students who are in the public universities? And the reason why this is coming out, if you read the story carefully, you find out that there has been a tug of war. The private universities are not ready to open up to say this is how the 3 billion was spent among the students who the government placed in our custody. And now this is now bringing issues. What do you think? Should the government stop funding students who are in private institutions?
I think number one thing is that the private institution should come out and explain how they spent that money they were given by the government. And again, the state, or rather the government, should not stop funding private universities, because right now there are some students who are being placed by the government itself to the private universities. So the moment it will stop funding, or rather giving funds to the private universities, then it means that they will jeopardize the education of the private students, or rather the students they placed in the private universities. So if in any case they want to stop the funding, then they should withdraw the students they placed there and take them to other institutions, of which will take the longest process.
Even if it's not taking the longest process, I think the reason why the government decided to place these students in the private institutions is because the public universities are full, are crowded. So what are we going to do? What are the MPs trying to say here?
The MPs, I don't know what they are trying to insinuate, but I don't know that they are against the private universities. I don't know, but that's what the government should do. They should ensure that they fully fund the private students who are in the students they placed in the private universities. And if that is the case, then if they can't do that, then they should take those students to other institutions.
Okay, that story is on page 7. Now, moving on to page 8, where we see Kissinger trashes claims of graft during IEBC interview. Now, remember, there has been quest to come up, bring on board to constitute IEBC fully. That is to find a replacement for the late Chebukati, the chairman of IEBC. We had seen Amadi was there for the interview. We did see Charles Nyasachai was there for the interview. Now we also see the deputy chief registrar for deputy registrar of the judiciary, that is Francis Kakai. he was there in an interview, and things were hot on him as he was being. There are some questions that said that probed him further to explain how he resigned from being the deputy chief registrar during the time when his famous Chief Justice Willie Mutunga was in as the Chief Justice, and he was accused of some of the malpractices and failure to actually meet and work in an environment that is conducive. Now, what is your take? Do you think from the allegations that he is qualified, he deserves to be in the position? That is your opinion.
You know, allegations, we have these are just allegations. Someone is just alleging he did that and he did that. And we've seen everyone who have been interviewed, at least there's an allegation against him or her. So let the panel do the best for the Kenyans. Yeah, and whatever we need from this panel is to ensure that they give Kenyans someone who will ensure that we conduct or rather credible, free and fair election is done in Kenya. Yeah, that's all we need. And if in any case there is an allegation against someone, then let the investigative body do its job and bring someone should come with an evidence that here is the evidence that you were involved in graft during you are involved in graft when you were doing this job, or when you are serving in this position, you know. Yeah.
Now, down there we also have another story where the survey cites that politicians interfere with the challenges facing as political interference as challenges facing Paul's body.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Because most of the time during the elections, you see the politicians, they put their own interest, how do we call it? They put their own interest first, and in fact they can even threaten the IEBC officials. We've seen some of the IEBC officials even getting killed, and no one does the investigation just because a particular politician wants to emerge the victor, or that rather wants to be in that position ambayo alikuwa anataka pale. So you find that most of these IEBC officials, their lives are at risk, especially the returning officers and all those. And in fact, I have a friend who went through an assault. She was really beaten during a particular period of election, I think 2017, and she has never loved anything to do with election, because what she went through a night to election, yeah, a night to election, whatever she went through. So political interference is something that must be stopped by the government and by the security agencies, because most of the time it interferes with the results of the election.
Okay. Now, getting back to Igor.
Yeah.
Away with matters of IBC. We did see there was a prayer day.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah, on Monday.
On Monday. And from the videos that has been circulating in Migori County as a whole, we have members of parliament from different sub-counties. That is from Suna West, Suna East, Uriri, Agwendo, Nyatike, Rongo, Kuria East, Kuria West. Where were these leaders? This was a prayer day for the whole county. What's happening in our county?
We have the senator, we have
the senator, we have the women there.
So I think there are two things here. There are two things involved. Number one, the notice was so short, because when you look at the letter that was given out by the county secretary Oscar Olima, the letter was dated 21st of March. And if you look at it keenly, I think 21st of March was on Friday.
I get you.
Yeah, it was on Friday. So it was, number one, it was such a short notice that maybe most of the MPs were in Nairobi because you know the only elected leaders we always have on the ground is the governor, maybe his deputy, and the MCS. All other elected leaders, be it the women rep, be it the senator, MPs, most of the time they are in Nairobi or rather in other duties. So number one, I think the county failed to plan adequately. Yeah, so number one, it was the county was supposed to give a prior notice, maybe a 1 week notice or a rather 2 weeks notice. So it means that maybe the organizers of this prayer meeting or rather prayer breakfast, maybe the clergy also went too fast. They organized this thing so fast that it did not give the some other elected leaders time to go there and pray. And then another thing, maybe we did not see some of the, okay, you know, we can understand some of the MPs or rather the members of the parliament because maybe they have some differences with the governor. But there are some of them that we expected to be there. Someone like Tomo Dege, we expected him to be there. Someone like Matthias Robi from Kuria West, we expected him to be there. Someone like Women Rep, we expected her to be there, but they were never there. So I don't know what happened with the elected, with some other elected leaders. I don't know why they missed that prayer breakfast meeting. But again, that notice was
away
so
from
short.
the notice being short. We had seen somebody going on social media platform and saying the money that is now going to put, which is set aside for the organization of this prayer day, why don't the county government use this money to pay the employees, the county employees who have not been paid for at least 6 months now?
You know, according to the letter, the prayer breakfast meeting was organized by the clergy. So I am not sure whether the county did spend a lot in the prayer. So that one I can't.
So it was organized by the clergy.
It was organized by the clergy.
Not by the county government.
Yeah, and it invited the county government. So if in any case the county government assisted, I'm not sure about that because okay, maybe I can read the letter. Maybe you know it's good.
I think it is better to read the letter so that we see. As you get on the letter, let the producer please
Maybe
put on the put up the
maybe I can read the
screen
letter
once again.
Let me get the letter. Yes, here's the letter. From County Secretary, this is a memo to all county executive committee members, all county chief officers, chairpersons and members of Migori County Public Service Board, chairpersons and members of Migori County Revenue Authority, chairpersons and members of the Migori County Water and Sanitation Company, board members of Migori, Rongo, Awendo and Kehancha municipalities, members of various boards, all staffs. Date is 21st March 2025. We have reference number there, then subject, invitation to Migori County morning prayers. I refer to the above and wish to inform you that the governor of Migori County, His Excellency Dr. Ochilo Ayako, Dr. Ochilo George Mbogo Ayako, cordially invites you to the Migori County morning prayers organized by Migori County bishops and clergy accord on Monday 24th of March 2025. The event will take place at the Migori County Stadium starting at 9 a.m. Kind rewards. Oscar Olima, County Secretary and Head of Public Service, County Government of Migori. So, if you look at this letter is that the county the Migori County, the governor of Migori County invited all the members of the public and the civil servants from the Migori County to this breakfast prayer, and it was organized by the county bishops and clergy accord. So
it was
my understanding is that, you know, for someone to invite you is that it means that he's part of the organizing committee. So I think the governor, or rather the county, also was part of the organization of this breakfast meeting.
That is what you think.
Yeah.
But look at it. It was organized by the Migori
County clergy.
County clergy.
And who invited the people? Who invited the Migori County governor?
It is the bishop's clergy.
Who invited the people? I wish to inform you that the governor of Migori County, His Excellency Dr. Ochilo, GM Ayako, cordially invites you.
Invites you?
Yeah.
Who's being invited?
Us, the members of the public and the all county executive, county members and all that.
See, he is invited. The county government is invited. And the county government, through the head of the county government, is in turn inviting its people. It's colleague. So I think we should also sometimes be fair and not to just say that the millions that are going to spend in this prayer day breakfast should be paid to the workers, because looking at this was an event
organized by
the bishops.
So if in any case the county did come in, we are not sure and we don't know because we don't work in the county government of Migori. Yes. So that is just an allegation. So we can't say that the money should be. And there's nothing wrong with praying again.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with praying.
So that is a story that it is there. Now, we take on one more story that is long.
Again, before we move on, there is a sad story in Uriri and in Magoto village. So in Uriri, body of an elderly woman around 55 years was recovered, and the woman inasemekana alipotea tarehe 23 mwezi huu. So the police in Uriri, according to Matthias Pombo, the OCPD, is that the police in Uriri are already conducting an investigations. And in Magoto village, a body of let's say 8 years old girl has been recovered from where she has been she usually sleeps, and it seems the pupil was raped severely and blood spread all over her bedding. Then the perpetrator hanged her in the same house using a rope. So it is a sad morning. It is a sad morning to the people of Suna West. It is a sad morning to the people of Magoto village. It is a sad morning to the people of Magoto primary school. I guess she was attending her studies there, and it is a sad morning to Migori County as a whole for someone to do such an animalic kind of act. So we really pray for the families affected, and we really wish the police to conduct their investigation as soon as possible.
Very sorry for the family. Let us pray that the government, the law, will take its course.
Yeah.
Now, let us take on this last story that is from lawmaker. Lawmakers come to Kihika's defense after she delivers twins. Now, women legislators say Nakuru County governor has been away in US on maternity leave, even as activists petition Trump. Remember, there was a letter written to Trump as to why Kihika is in USA. But she took a leave.
You know, I don't know why women in leadership must be fought left, right, and center. This is a woman. she's entitled to maternity leave. If in any case she delivered, she's entitled to that. So I don't know why she has to be fought left, right, and centers. I think she would have been fought if in any case she did not deliver. Like she's lying about delivering the twins and all that. But me, I'm not sure whether she delivered or not. But what I know, if someone, there are some things in life you can't lie about. Sickness, death, maybe because even delivery is something that you have to go to an hospital. So it is somehow unhappy sickness, because at the end of it, at the end of the labor pain and all that, you'll be happy you have your baby or other baby. So I don't know why women in leadership must just be fought left, right, and center. Yeah. And in Nakuru, it is known for one-term thing. And remember, Kihika is the third governor of Nakuru. So probably after Lee Kinyanjui, and the first governor, I don't know what was his name. I can't remember the name. But Lee Kinyanjui was the second governor. So I think it's just some people who have begun early campaigns. Yeah, so because in Nakuru, maybe Kihika wants to break the one-term thing, and she wants to be a second-term governor. Yeah.
So Kihika should be given some time to finish her maternity leave so that she'll be able to come back. Now, let me take on the quote of the day. The quote of the day, we have one from KEBS Managing Director Esther Ngari. We have been working on mutual recognition agreement on standards at the continental level, so that once our goods are out there, they are not retested again. Now, this story comes as a result whereby Kenyans are complaining there's a lot of counterfeit goods that are entering into the Kenyan border, getting into the country, and they are substandard goods. I don't know what you can say. Have you come across a counterfeit? Have you come across a product that is not in Kenya, that is not manufactured in Kenya and came into the Republic through a dubious means?
I don't know. Maybe I have ever come across a counterfeit good, but I have never been so keen on it. So I can say I've never come across.
Okay, another quote of the day from Busia Senator Okia Omtata
Okoiti. Anaitwa Okia Omtata Okoiti.
Okay.
This
he said, this report looks, I can't read this properly. This report looks a lie. It is reporting on something else and not Busia. People are dying of things they should not, and the report by the Auditor General does not expose what is going on. Busia County, especially the health sector, has been on spot.
So he is on the loggerhead with the county governor. That is, who is the county governor of Busia? Utuba.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's saying from this, we see that from the committee, they were saying that a lot of women, many, are dying during the time of delivery. And many children lost. They are saying that what is in the report vis-a-vis what is in the ground is different. These are totally different things on the ground. That's also a quote of the day. Then we have one from nominated Senator Tabitha Mutinda. You can take on that.
Referring to Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika maternity leave, would a male governor be attacked for taking a medical leave? Would we be standing here today if it was a male leader who had taken time for health reasons.
If it was a male leader who had taken a leave, especially a sick leave, would you see people lamenting and making noise?
That's why I said that these people should stop fighting the female in leadership positions.
Now, you've just talked about the female. That brings me to something else I would like us to discuss and get your opinion. The impeached woman governor,
Kawira
Mwangaza. It's now being blamed that President Ruto has a hand in her impeachment.
You know, President Ruto, I think he really, I don't know, but that is her side of the story. But Kawira Mwangaza, just as I told you, she's just a victim of male another story. Yeah, she's just a victim of male another story. Because the Meru community, they have never believed in the woman leadership. They have never believed in that. And that's one of the reasons as to why they were fighting that woman. They have never believed in the woman leadership.
So the president should be left out.
Yeah, the president should be left out. That's just an allegation.
Okay, let us take on the thought of the day. To see what is right and not to do is what is a want of courage or of principle. Confucius. If
he's back again.
To see what is right and not to do, it is want of courage or of principle. If you see what is
right,
and you don't do it, it means you don't have the courage to do that, or
you don't have the principle
to do it. That's the thought of the day. What do you have for that? Okay. Thank you so much, my dear viewers, for keeping tuned to BTV. Now the thoughts of the day brings us to the close of the vibrant morning. Thank you for keeping tuned to BTV. Thank you for keeping tuned to Vibrant Morning. Please grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read more comprehensively. We are grateful you tuned. Now let me give Mr. Lennox Odede to wind up this in a smart way. Welcome, Mr. Lennox.
Thank you so much. It's a very beautiful Wednesday. Make sure that anytime you are getting out of the house, carry your sweater or jacket because it is too cold. I can see our producer is heavily guarded. So the man behind all the beautiful sound and the beautiful pictures you're seeing is none other than Blackman.
Blackman himself.
The Blackman himself.
One day we will make sure you play the remake of the Blackman.
Yeah, you will see how black he is one day. Anyway, have a good day.
Thank you so much, my dear viewers.
I'm Odede.
I'm glad this guy.
On Facebook as well. Blackman Digital Graphics. Quality you can trust. Welcome to Blackman Digital Graphics. We offer design, printing and branding services using large format printing, offset and digital printing. Our approach to printing, graphics design and branding is top-notch with quality services including roll-up banners, street banners, teardrops, reflective banners, telescope banners, vehicle branding, road signages, mugs, badges, t-shirts, polo shirts, hoodies, pens, letterheads, business cards, envelopes, receipt books, brochures, flyers, posters, calendars, magazines, wedding cards, plastic ID cards, funeral programs, and many more. We also have indoor and outdoor videography, photography, and live streaming services. Visit us at our Migori Market, Onyinjo Bridge, Tiendege Stage offices. Call or WhatsApp us through 0721 379308 or 0736 352224. Connect with us on YouTube and Facebook at Blackman TV. We are on TikTok as BTV Kenya and also Blackman Studios on Facebook as well. Blackman